Testing, testing. Is this mic on this time? Because I recorded 10 minutes a few minutes ago and the mic wasn't even on. But anyway, let me tell you this story that happened to me the other night. So, the other night, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up because I got to be at work at like 6. So I wake up and I look down at my phone and I got a PM. Is it PM or DM? Whatever the kids are saying today, whatever you want to say. I got a message on Messenger from a female that I know. This particular female I used to work with, I don't want to reveal her identity or blow up her spot, but it's a person I used to work with. Let me just say that. I've had over like 15 jobs, so that could be anybody. I'm not saying maybe I currently work with this person. You'll never know. But anyway, so I'm talking to this person, and no, I'm going to be honest because that caused me too much shit. It's not anybody that I currently work with. It's somebody I worked with in the past that I don't work with. I know a lot of y'all are messy and y'all make up rumors. So it's not anybody that I currently work with. But anyway, so this person messages me, and she's like, are you going to be in Enterprise today? And I'm like, yeah, I work in Enterprise. I said, I'll be in Enterprise. I'll be at work until 2. I get off at 2. Then I go visit my mom at Enterprise Health and Rehab. I said I'll be up there most of the night. And then I go back to where I stay at. And so she's like, well, I want to bring you some cookies. And if you know me personally, or if you know me through Facebook, you know how much I love cookies. Any kind of cookie, really. But especially chocolate chip cookies and Oreos. Those are my 2 favorites. But I'll eat any kind, to be honest with you. And so she said, I want to bring you some cookies. I'm like, yeah, girl, you can bring me some cookies. Bring them up to work. Bring them up to Enterprise McDonald's. I said, I'll be up there. Just bring them up there. I don't care who sees me with the cookies. I'm not sharing them with nobody. Because I've had, a rough week and I really need some cookies. So, yeah, go ahead, bring them up there. So she's like, well, I want to spend some time with you. I want to hang out with you for a bit. I want to see you for a bit. And I'm like, you want to see me for a bit? And, the reason why her bringing me cookies, the reason why that's not unusual is because people make me cookies all the time. People make me cookies. People buy me cookies because they know how much of a deep love I have for the cookie. How much I love cookies. So people make me cookies all the time. And this particular person has made me cookies before, or has brought me cookies on my birthday. Her mom made some cookies one time that I had. So it's not out of the ordinary for me, for this person to want to bring me some cookies. I didn't find that weird at all. But, the hanging out part, that kind of caught me off guard. And I'm like, you want to hang out for a bit? And I said, well, sure, we can hang out. I don't get off till 2. So she's like, yeah, I have a special cookie for you. I said, a special cookie? I'm like, what kind of special cookie you got? And I said, is it like is it something I've never had before? And she's like, I know you've been having a rough time. This cookie will relieve your stress. It'll make you feel better. I'm like, okay. I still, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I'm also not the dullest knife in the drawer, but, I do have a brain tumor. So I wasn't picking up on this, like, right away. I'm thinking about, when she's talking about cookies, I'm thinking about actual fucking cookies. Cookies that you eat. That's what I'm thinking about. So, anyway, she's like, I have this special cookie for you. I was like, what do you mean a special cookie? I said, is it like a cake? I said, did you bake me a cake? I said, girl, I could really use a cake because, as much as Johnny loves cookies, Johnny loves cake too. So if anybody listening to this, if you ever want to bake me a cake, I will eat the cake too. And she's like, yeah, I guess you can call it a cake, but don't ruin it or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Sure, well, you can bring the cake to me or whatever. And she's like, do you know what I'm talking about? And I was like, no, I said, why don't you just tell me what you're talking about? So, make a long story short, because I don't want this to take up the entire show. She wasn't talking about like an edible cookie that you eat. She was talking about her cookie, as in a human vagina. And, and this is the thing. After we went through all that, do you know that I still didn't get any cookies? True story.
1, 2, 3,
Bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out after you're done. And I hops in my ride to make a quick run. I used to know a bitch named Eric Wright. We used to roll around and fuck the hoes at night. Tighter than the motherfucking gangster beats. And we was ballin' on the motherfucking Compton streets. Deep and shit got deep and it was on. Number one song after number one song. Long as my motherfucking pockets was fat, I didn't give a fuck where the bitch was at. She was hanging with that white bitch doing the shit he do. Sucking on his dick just to get a buck or two. In the end, she got fed nothing. And now she's suing cause the shit she be doing ain't shit. Bitches can't hang in the streets. She found herself short.
Well. It is Sunday, October 21st, 2018. The last time I used this particular podcast app, it was 2017. It was in November, I think. So it's been almost a year since I did this show. You know, I shot a couple of videos earlier in the year, but this is the first time I've done a podcast all year long. It's almost the end of the year. That's how much I procrastinate. That it's almost damn Halloween, and I haven't done a show all year. And I was supposed to be doing like 2 or 3 a week. So there you go. So better late than never, though. At least you're getting a new show. This is episode 31 of Johnny Knows Best, and I shall call this Cookies and Bitches, because it's very aptly named for many reasons. The first podcast I ever done was back in 2016, I think. It might have been 2015, I can't remember. But the first time I ever done this show, the first episode of Johnny Knows Best was called Bitches and Cookies. Fast forward almost 2 years later. So I decided, instead of starting over, all the way back over episode 1, I'm going to pick back up with episode 31, but this episode will be the inverse of the first episode. So that's why I'm calling this Cookies and Bitches. Actually, I really couldn't think of a title, so that's as good a title as any. But Johnny Knows Best is back. I don't know how long I'm going to be back. Episode 32 might not come until 2019. But I'm going to try to do episode 32 later on this week. But this is episode 31. This is Cookies and Bitches. I'm going to talk about a bunch of stuff in the next, I got like 35 minutes left. I might not even go the whole 35 minutes, but I'm going to talk about everything I want to, there's a lot that's happened this past year. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of stuff going on right now in the world. A lot of stuff going on in the world today, a lot of stuff going on in entertainment, a lot of stuff going on in movies. There's going to be a lot of people that are listening to Johnny Knows Best, to listening to this show for the very, very first time, because I haven't done one in a year. And, there's going to be probably hundreds of people that have never I won't say hundreds, but yeah, quite a bunch of, I could say 100, because there's a lot of people that listen to this show. When I was doing it on a regular basis, there was a lot of folks listening. People that I'm not even Facebook friends were listening to this show. So, there's going to be, the point I'm trying to make, because I'm rambling, I do that from time to time, is there's going to be a lot of people that are hearing this for the very first time. That are listening to this show for the very first time. And basically what this show is about is anything that I want to talk about. That's the format of the show. I talk about various topics, anything that's on my mind, things that are bugging me, things that I love in entertainment, pro wrestling, comic books, comic book movies, television, TV shows, anything I want to talk about is what I discuss. Sometimes I have guests, sometimes I don't. I want to have guests. I want to have as many guests as possible. I'm thinking of doing episode 32, probably Wednesday or Thursday, I think. I want to, share this episode for 2 or 3 days and let it simmer a little bit on the internet before I do episode 32. But I would love to have a guest on that show. So if anybody would like to be a guest on the show, if you've been a guest in the past, a bunch of people have been on the show before. Shout out to everybody that used to listen to Johnny Knows Best. Shout out to everybody in the past year that's asked me, when are you going to do your podcast again? What happened to your show? I miss your show. So many people, so many great listeners, loyal listeners and friends have asked me about the show. And the reason why I wanted to bring it back, the reason why I wanted to do it again is because I love the people that listen to the show. Because it started out as something that I just wanted to do, something I did for me. That it was just good therapy for me to get on the mic and talk for 30 to 40 minutes about whatever I want to talk about. It was good to get that out and to have people actually listen to it, and tell me they enjoyed it, to tell me that, listening to my show made them laugh, or listening to my show made them think, or listening to my show made them cry. Sometimes it's very, very funny. Sometimes it's very, very sad. My show is just me. It's 100% pure Johnny, pure Jonathan Mays, unfiltered. A lot of people like what I post on Facebook. A lot of y'all don't like what I post on Facebook, but this is me. This is pretty much that in audio form. Sometimes I'm all about being funny and I'm all about the entertainment. Other times I feel strongly about certain issues, certain political things that are going on in the world. I have very strong opinions, and most of the time, people don't always agree with my opinions, and the things I say, you may disagree with. But let me just say this: while I value people's opinions, I don't really care what people think. If that makes sense, like I respect someone that has a difference of opinion of me, but at the same time, if if you don't agree with something that I say, I don't give a damn about what you think. That sounds like, I know that makes me sound like an asshole or a jerk. I am an asshole and a jerk. I'm really, really petty. That's something that if you haven't read my post and figured that out about me, or if you haven't talked to me in person and dealt with me in person, I'm a really petty person. So, while I respect your opinion, while at times, I guess if I'm patient, I'll listen to your opinion, I don't, what you think is not going to faze me. What you think, if you disagree with me, you're not going to change my mind. So trying to argue with me, or tell me that I'm wrong, you're not going to change me. I'm 35 years old. I'm a grown ass man, and this is who I am, and this is who I'm going to be, probably forever until I die, whether that's next week or 20 years from now. But I want to give a birthday shout out to my dear, dear friend Allie. Happy birthday, Allie, if you're listening. Allie has went through a really tough year. She had a baby a few months ago, a beautiful baby. And she also lost the father of her child not too long ago. So she's having a very, very difficult year. But I love you, Allie. I hope you have a happy birthday. And I hope you have a good day. And I'm always praying for you every day. I had to get serious there for a second. Okay, back to you other jabronis. The way, what I was saying, I have strong opinions, and a lot of people agree with me. A lot of people are not going to agree with me. And so I just want to get that out of the way before I start to get into some topics or get into some stuff. And, there's going to be stuff that I talk about, like if I'm talking about comic book movies or pro wrestling or whatever, that you're not going to be interested in. And if you want to cut the episode off, if you want to, or fast forward until I'm talking about something that you care about, that's fine. All that I ask is that everybody that listens to this show would, give a brother a download it, because that helps me every time somebody hits a little download link and downloads it. And you can delete it right after if you want to, or share it on your Facebook page so other people can listen to it. Go find my YouTube page, Johnny Knows Best. If you type it up, and the episodes will come up. Go follow me on YouTube. Just listen to the show, try it out. If it's not for you, then that's fine. You don't have to listen to it. I'm not gonna make anybody listen to it, but most of the people, the majority, I was trying to think of another word for majority, but it's not coming to me. The majority of people love my show. So, if this particular episode, I'm talking about something that you don't care for, the next episode I might be talking about something that you can relate to. And from here on out, this is episode 31. Going forward, I want to start talking about some serious topics. I want to talk about depression. I want to talk about love. I want to talk about, starting a family. All those things that affect us in our 30s and 20s that we're dealing with, and people in their 40s and 50s that have dealt with. I want to start talking about serious topics. So like I said, if you want to be a guest on the show, if you want to listen to this, if you want to be on the show, just hit a brother up. Hit me up on Facebook. If you got my phone number, text me, call me, whatever you want to do. Anybody's welcome to be on the show. We just got to make time for it. I work in the daytime, but usually my nights are open. I am going to start another job at night. I think I'm going to start a second job. So I don't know why I decided to do this podcast again. I was probably going to start working 2 jobs again pretty soon. And I'm not going to have time for it. But like I said, if you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up, and we can make time, though. Believe that. We can make time. But like I said, there's a lot of things going on. It's the end of October. We're halfway through football season, college and professional. My Alabama Crimson Tide, roll tide. I know a lot of y'all hate that. Roll tide. We're still number 1. I don't think after this weekend, Ohio State's going to be number 2 anymore. They lost to Purdue. Purdue. Who is Purdue? I don't even know anything about Purdue, but I know they're unranked, and they beat the brakes off of Ohio State yesterday. So, and Ohio State is supposed to be so big and bad. It's supposed to be our main competition that can unseat us and take our national championship. But I just want to let it be known to everybody that can hear the sound of my voice. I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. We don't fear Ohio State. We don't fear Clemson. We don't fear LSU. We don't fear Georgia. None of your Rudy Poo teams. Not even Auburn. Auburn beat us last year. We especially don't fear Auburn. Auburn has their own issues, even though they won yesterday. They still suck, and they're still Auburn. So I don't know what to tell you if you're an Auburn fan. I apologize for your disability that you have. But I have a disability too. You know, I have cysts in my brain. So you'll get through it. You'll get through it. But you won't beat Alabama this year. You're not beating us in the Iron Bowl, and we're going to the national championship. But it probably won't be against Ohio State. I'm sorry. Probably won't meet us in the playoffs either. But anyway, yeah, you know, then my pro football team, the Lions, we beat the Miami Dolphins earlier today, and I'm very, very happy about that. The Lions have been having kind of a complicated season where they've lost some really games that they should have won. And now it's doing better where they make it to the playoffs. Who knows? Probably not. Maybe. They might. I mean, they could. Anything can happen. But those are my football teams. My basketball teams. My basketball team is the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm not one of these. Shout out to my homie Ralph. What up, Ralph? I'm not one of these people that are all of a sudden Laker fans because LeBron James has signed a deal with the Lakers. I've been a Laker fan since day one, since I was a little kid. You know, like I said, I'm damn near headed to 40. I'm still a Laker fan. You know, I accept LeBron James, but you know, right now, the last couple games, he really hasn't made much of a difference as a Los Angeles Laker. But you know, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of the season. We'll see what. Why I gave Ralph a shout out, because I know Ralph is like me. He's a Laker fan. We're not LeBron fans. You know, we allow LeBron to play on our team, but we don't love LeBron James. Don't get it twisted. We're Kobe guys. Kobe, the Black Mamba. He's still the GOAT. He's still the GOAT. I take him over Jordan and LeBron. Yeah, I said it. I said it. LeBron, you know, I'm trying to like LeBron James. I'm actually trying. You know, I have made a lot of fun of his hairline, and I made fun of the way he acts in the past. But I'm trying. I'm making an effort. Speaking of LeBron James, one of his fans who jumped on the Laker bandwagon. Hey, Marissa, how you doing, girl? With your fine self. Shout out to my very, 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 very good friend Marissa. Girl, that ain't no podcast thing, but yeah, you know, I'm trying to like LeBron. I'm trying to like him. I'm making an effort. You know, this LeBron and this Laker thing that's going on. Laker fans, we have to accept LeBron James. LeBron fans, y'all got to learn to like the Lakers. And we all got to try to get along now to try to take down Golden State. Because let's face it, they're our own competition. I'm not really worried about any other team. Of course, there's other teams. There's Houston. There's a big brawl between the Chris Paul and Rondo Rajon, where Rondo basically punched Chris in the face after Chris put his finger on Rondo. And what happened is supposedly Rondo spit on Chris, and that made him put his finger in his face. And anyway, Rondo swung on Chris, hit him in the face, and there was a big brawl last night. So the Houston Rockets are going to be a big thorn in the asses of the Lakers. I can already tell this is going to be a heated rivalry this season. And, you know, and then we got the Warriors to deal with. But I know a lot of y'all don't care about basketball, so I'm going to stop talking about that. Now that I got football and basketball out of the way, you know, let me talk about wrestling a little bit for all the wrestling fans that love wrestling and want me to talk about wrestling, even though there are going to be a lot of episodes of Johnny Knows Best that are not going to have anything to do with wrestling at all. But, what's going on in wrestling? You know, I'm a WWE fan, for those that don't know. You know, I watch all different kinds of wrestling. I watch Ring of Honor, New Japan. I have been known to watch TNA. I check it out on YouTube sometimes, but I'm mainly a WWE guy. You know, I grew up watching WWE as a child, and I still do. I love the WWE. So, as currently, what's going on now? I still watch Raw every week. Raw comes on tomorrow night. I'm gonna watch it. Most of the time I watch SmackDown every week. Sometimes I don't. And I'm not gonna even lie to you. I don't even watch NXT like I should. I don't watch on a regular basis. I have WWE Network also, and I don't watch the NXT as much as some of y'all watch NXT. I know NXT is a lot better than the stuff that goes on the main roster, but it's just hard for me because of the way I work, because I deal with my mom, to get into anything else other than Raw, SmackDown, and, you know, the pay-per-views. And they have like 2 or 3 pay-per-views a month now, it seems. Seems like, you know, shout out to Kashibra. It seems like my friend, me and her were talking about it one day on Facebook. It seems like every couple of weeks they're having a WWE event or a WWE pay-per-view on the network, and it's hard to keep up with and watch all of them. They have WWE Evolution coming up. I think it's coming up. What is it like? It's got to be next week, because I know it's before Halloween. So I'm thinking it's next Sunday. Actually, I think it's a week away. They got that coming on, and then, you know, they got this thing going on in Saudi Arabia, this Crown Jewel event, WWE Crown Jewel. I know some of y'all have heard about that. It's very controversial. A lot of controversy going on about that whole show because it's in Saudi Arabia, and in case you haven't been paying attention to the national news, there's a lot of bullshit going on in Saudi Arabia right now, and people are questioning, should WWE even go and do this event? But they're going. They haven't canceled it yet. I think it's like in 2 weeks. It's not too long after the Evolution event. It's like a week or 2 after that. So if they haven't canceled it by now, I don't know if they're going to cancel it. Now watch me put this podcast up, and they cancel it today or tomorrow. So by the time you listen to this, they may have canceled it. But as of right now, as of October 21st at 5:04 p.m., as I'm talking right now, they still have not canceled this event. So it looks like to me that it's going to happen. They're going for the money. Supposedly, these people in Saudi Arabia are paying WWE $50 million. That's right, fam. They're paying these folks $50 million for this event. So they're going. It doesn't look like, you know, that's the thing. They're going to this event. They're going to do it, whether we like it as fans or not. And I don't really like it. You know, I can get more into that in another episode where I talk more about wrestling, maybe in like episode 32 or episode 33. Because there's some other stuff I want to talk about before I run out of time here, and I'm getting short on time already. Telling that story at the beginning took up a lot of time. But also, yeah, so the WWE thing, the WWE and Saudi Arabia thing, I don't really know what to say about it. I don't think it's a good idea because supposedly, okay, I have to go into it now because a lot of people that are listening that don't know the whole story are going to be like, what's the WWE and Saudi Arabia thing? And I don't want to get flooded with a lot of messages. But basically, what's going on is, in Saudi, there was this reporter, American reporter. I think he is actually of Arabian descent, I think, but he's American. He was an American because he's not alive now. It's not is, it's a was. He went over to Saudi Arabia and went into one of the places, one of the royal places or whatever. Never came out the place, and supposedly they killed this guy and chopped him up and tortured him. and killed him. But Saudi Arabia is saying that the guy got into a fight and he accidentally got killed. But that's not what happened. That's just what they're saying. Obviously, Johnny knows the best. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna tell you, be honest with you. They killed this guy, and the president seems to be okay with it. I'm gonna put my feelings on Donald Trump on hold because of all the money they're giving to the U.S. and what it is, the U.S. doesn't want to give all this money that Saudi Arabia has given them. They don't want to give this back or, cancel any deals that they might have in the future. So they're just kind of ignoring it. And that's wrong. I'm an American. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I think it's wrong. I really do. And I think WWE doing business with these people is wrong. But it looks like it's going to happen. So what can we do? But the last thing I want to talk about, get off that subject. I saw a couple of movies recently, and I want to talk about the movies that I've seen. It's three movies I want to discuss, and then I'm going to get into some other stuff, and I'm going to wrap it up. But I saw Halloween Friday night, the 2018 Halloween, 40 years later after the original 1978 movie. I would urge everyone that's hearing this, if you haven't seen the new Halloween movie, you need to go check this out. It was really, really well. As someone who loves movies in general, but especially horror movies, this is one of the best, probably the second. It's hard for me to say that it's the best Halloween movie without going back and seeing it a second time. I still like the first one better. The original 1978 film. But this movie is definitely in the top 3. It's either number 2 or number 3. I don't know if I'd rank Halloween 2 over it or not. But it is so good. All the gore and the kills that you would want from a Halloween movie, you get in this damn movie. It's really, really good. It was done really, really well. Some of the kills are brutal, though. It's very brutal. If you're squeamish, you probably don't want to go see it. But if you just love horror movies and you miss... it seems like horror movies now have gotten really, I don't want to say, since The Conjuring and Annabelle and all those kinds of movies, which I don't find scary at all, by the way. I think those movies are lame. It's gotten all paranormal, and it seems like there's just not any good slasher movies anymore. And this movie really brought back the slasher film. Like I said, I've seen every Halloween movie from the beginning. And this one, the Rob Zombie ones that nobody likes, that I think I'm the only one that really is a fan of those. I like the Rob Zombie one. Rob Zombie remakes, the 2 that he did in the early 2000s. I really did, but lots of other people don't like them. But this one, if you're a fan of that original John Carpenter movie, even if you just like the first 2 and you don't like any of the rest of them, you will really enjoy this movie. So that's my recommendation for that. The second movie I want to talk about is one that if you don't want to go see Halloween, if you don't want to spend $20 or $30 to go see Halloween, put the $20 or $30 and go see A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Oh my God, that was such a good movie. That might be movie of the year. Actually, my favorite movie of the year is Black Panther, but if Black Panther doesn't win and A Star Is Born, wins Picture of the Year, I will accept that. I'll be okay with that. That's how good it is. It's really, really good. Also, shout out to my homie Frank D. Wilson, I've been trying to get him on this show for a couple years. He had a birthday yesterday, so I want to shout him out. And when I'm editing this and putting this up, I'll try to remember all the people that I shouted out, but I probably won't. So if I shout somebody out, then I'll leave you out of this. Shout out to my homie Nate, also, who loves movies and loves horror movies just as much as I do, if not more. Nate's been on the show more than one time, and I'm going to have him on here shortly. It's just getting our schedules right. You know, I know he works a lot of hours like I do, so it's just getting a time where I can talk to him for 30 minutes. But, yeah, go see A Star Is Born. It's directed by Bradley Cooper. It's based on a movie that came out. Who was in the movie? It wasn't Bette Miller that was in that other movie. Was it Barbara Streisand? I wanted it to be Barbara Streisand. I could be wrong on that. But it was either Bette Miller or Barbara Streisand. I think it was Streisand. And before that, it was like a play. So it's a remake. It's been done with... It was a play with Judy Garland years and years ago. So it's a remake of a remake of a remake, basically. But it's really, really good. I recommend that. Go see that. Go see Halloween. And then Venom. You know, Venom came out earlier this month. Like the first week of October. It's still doing really good in theaters. It's probably not, you know, Halloween obviously is going to knock it out of the number one spot this weekend. But it'll probably be number 2 or number 3, though. It's made a lot of money. They're definitely going to do a sequel. I know a lot of people are arguing about that. Well, just because it made, you know, good money the first couple of weeks doesn't mean it's going to get a sequel and all this kind of mess. And trust me, they're going to do a sequel to this movie. I expect them to announce it any day now that they're working on the sequel, and it'll be out like 2020 or 2021. They're doing a Venom sequel. But I know Venom's getting mixed reviews by critics and by people that are seeing it. A lot of my friends, shout out to my friend Hannah. I know Hannah saw the movie. She didn't really care for it. There are a lot of people that I think that I saw that Hannah didn't really care for it. But, you know, I could be wrong about that. I thought it was okay. I didn't really love it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. It didn't blow me away like Halloween or A Star Is Born. But for what it was, I thought it was okay. It was different than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be kind of like a dark superhero movie, and it's more like a buddy cop film. It's more comedic than I thought it was going to be. I don't want to spoil anything in case a lot of people haven't seen it. There are probably still a lot of people listening to this that intend to go see Venom. I would recommend that you go see it and make up your own mind about it. But I thought it was okay. And I think it's making enough money. It's going to get a sequel. Whether we like it or not. And the sequel might be the end of that character, honestly. Because people might not go see the sequel. They certainly set up a sequel. They set up Carnage, which is for people that don't read comic books or watch old Spider-Man movies. Well, no, Carnage has never been in the movies, though. I don't even know what I'm talking about. People that don't read comic books, Carnage is Venom's arch nemesis. He's also a Spider-Man enemy. So that's a segue. I'm going to segue talking about Venom. Like I said, it was okay. It's not the best superhero movie. It's not the worst. But I want to talk about one of the best superhero movies. Because I only got like 6 minutes left. And then I'm going to run out of time. But that's Avengers 4. That's coming out in May. I think May 3rd. I had the date a while ago. I think it's May 3rd that it comes out. A lot of us went and see Avengers Infinity War. Shout out to my friend Kanisha. A lot of, we went to see Avengers Infinity War. And I thought it was one of the best movies I've seen. Like I said, the top 3 movies that I've seen in 2018 are Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, and A Star Is Born. I would even put Halloween in the top 5 also. But I don't know right now what order I would put those in. But Infinity War is either number 2 or number 3. It's really, really well. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect superhero movie either. It's not perfect. But for it to have so many characters, and it's not even about any of those superheroes. It's not about any of the Avengers. It's about Thanos. It's about Thanos as a villain is probably the best. I don't even want to say Marvel villain, but he's definitely in the top 3 best villains of all time. I think a lot of people are going to put Heath Ledger Joker, Heath Ledger's version of the Joker over Thanos, and that's fine. Shout out to my friend Deontay, who, I'm always talking about superhero stuff with on Facebook, and he listens to the show too. Yeah, I know a lot of people would put the Joker over Thanos, but I like Thanos. I'm spitting on the mic now. I'm about to wrap this show up. I want to talk about a couple of little things. And I got a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about in episode 32. I'm actually going to have like a set topic to talk about. But, yeah, Thanos is so well done. But Avengers 4 comes out in May, and we're supposed to get a trailer for that any day now. I hear, like, sometime in early November, the trailer for Avengers 4 is going to drop. So, I might do a whole show just on the trailer. A whole episode of Johnny Knows Best just on that Avengers 4 trailer whenever it drops, because that's a big deal. A lot of us, we're canceling our plans on May 3rd. I know I'm not working that day. I'm going to take off. And I might go see it twice that night. I'm serious. I will request a day off from work to go see this movie. That's how important it is. It's very, very, very important. I don't care if somebody is with me or I have to go in that motherfucker by myself. I'm going to see Avengers 4 opening night. I'm going to buy my ticket in advance and have it. But, yeah, so that's coming up. That's down the pipe. A lot of other superhero movies. Aquaman, that comes out, I think, next month. I don't know what I think about Aquaman yet. I haven't really formed an opinion on Aquaman yet. That first trailer, I was really, optimistic about it, but then I saw that second trailer, and I don't think my opinion is as high as it was when I saw the first one, even though a lot of people are saying that second trailer was so much better. I think they showed too much for me, but I don't know. I'm gonna go see Aquaman. I'm gonna be in the theaters for that. But got that coming up. You got Shazam. Captain Marvel comes out March 8th, like a few days after my birthday. I'm definitely going to see that opening night. I might go see that early, like when they do the little sneak peek. But that's right around my birthday. My birthday is March the 4th. If you want to make me cookies, if you want to make me cake, if you want to give me an actual human vagina, I'll take that also. But yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Well, I'm running out of time now. Also, what I'm watching on Netflix, I'm watching Daredevil Season 3. Very excited about that. They canceled Luke Cage. They canceled Iron Fist. I'll talk about that more in episode 32, because I'm running out of time. But, yeah, man, I heard about that Haunted Hill series that's on Netflix right now. They said it's the scariest. They said it's so scary it's making people sick. But I haven't had a chance to catch it. But I'm going to try to get into that this week. I'm going to try to start that next week. I'm going to finish Daredevil first, Season 3 of Daredevil. And then I'm going to catch up on the Haunted Hill. You know what I'm talking about? It's that new show on Netflix that everybody's saying is so scary. They also announced that Orange is the New Black is getting one more season, and it's over in 2019. I'm trying to give y'all as much stuff as I can talk about, because I only got like a minute of airtime left. But yeah, then Roseanne came back this past week. It's not Roseanne anymore, it's called The Connors, because they killed Roseanne off. She's dead. I watched the first episode of that. I don't know if that's going to be as good as it was with Roseanne, honestly. That might not last a season. But anyway, I thank everybody for listening to episode 31. Thank you for listening to Cookies and Bitches. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back, listen to episode 32. I hope you'll download my episode, I hope you'll share it on Facebook. You know, I'm going to have guests in the upcoming weeks. If you want to be on the show, there's a lot of people that have been on the show that I want them to be back on the show. There's a lot of new people that I would like to be on the show. But thank you for listening. Share it on Facebook and go download it. And I'll holler.